Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
The original intention of the film was just for my personal use, but I thought with it being such a unique thing that I'd like to offer it to anybody who wants to see it. Things like that. And it's just a unique film of him.
He says, I beat you. He says, they say we came in under the dead of heat. He says, that's not true because I beat you. And the American said, well, he says, if you like to think so, he says, but I know the real story. He says, I know I clearly won that one.
and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave But Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're really going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
The Madness Comic Network and Comic-Related Madness proudly presents Monday Madness, featuring Pops and the Richness and indie creators from around the world. Tune in to our content on Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt on YouTube.
I'm here. And I finally get to bring to you what I've been promising you for 3 weeks now. And that is the new look of the Monday Madness with Jim O'Reilly and the Richness. That's how it's supposed to look, guys.
My God.
I knew you guys were going to get along so well.
Okay, buddy?
Yeah, hi, Jim. I don't. For some reason, I don't know, man. I mean, for some reason, as soon as like I saw everybody's picture, and I'm used to Pops' face, but I had this wave of nausea as soon as I saw that porn stash of yours.
Let me ask you an important question. Hold on. Let me ask you. Was there a mirror nearby?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was probably it. That was probably it. You are so gorgeous.
Love you too, buddy. How's it going?
I know.
So we're finally here. We're after 3 weeks of me dying.
Bloody time, you lazy F.
God damn.
You are a lazy F.
I'm pretty goddamn.
Terrifying.
I am. I
stinky.
My camera right today.
I can smell you from here. That's what it's like.
Really?
That's what it's like. This is what I have to deal with now.
I'm good. I'm showered, man. I'm good.
You got him checking his pits, Rich. Come on, man.
I know, right? Well, that's what he needs to do every so often, I mean, he's getting up there in age. He probably needs those diapers at this point. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I like.
Hey,
Okay, you guys, we got a very special guest today.
We do.
You know him. You love him.
Do.
It's Mr. Mike freaking Baron, yo.
Mike Baron. Mr. Baron, how are you today?
I'm exhausted, boys.
I believe it. How was your interview today?
Yeah.
Did you see me?
I did.
Unfortunately,
well, you guys
no.
are in Eastern time.
In the UK.
I had to get up at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
He was up very early this morning to make an appearance on Fox and Friends. It was pretty awesome.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
You're very welcome. Very welcome, sir. Very welcome.
Now, have you been getting a lot of people like, "Hey, Mike, I saw you," or people that you wouldn't expect to reach out to you?
Well, I get a lot of people I don't know that follow me on Twitter, but it's no big names.
Okay, I just wondered if there's anybody that might have reached out to you that you hadn't seen before, in the biz.
I don't know. I don't know who's in the biz these days. I know my friends, but I don't follow the regular publishing industry.
Well, neither do we. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a Marvel baby, so yeah, I don't follow them at all. Not even close.
I don't. Not anymore. I mean, we all used to.
That's when their comics were decent, but then it's like, yeah. It's
so
like,
Private American got all kind of attention.
We're going up
shadow
to
bans. Yeah, you've been shadow banned on Indiegogo and
well, you should see that. You should see that Daily Cost article because that was out of the blue. The woman
I
who
read
wrote
that.
Pardon?
Oh yeah, we read it. Obviously I was on a show about it with Chris and RJ. Actually, if you type that evil person's name or the name of their book, the other guy, if you type the name of his book into the Google search, RJ's article will come up on the side in the news.
Okay.
Related to it, and of course RJ's article has the video with all of us talking about it. So thank you, Google, for making sure our side is presented. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking to a lawyer.
Yeah.
Good.
It's been interesting. I mean, Chris told me he told us a lot of stuff behind the scenes that night. So yeah, I kind of know what's going on and who some of these people are who've been, names as far as who might be representing you and whatnot. And it's like, okay, I like that. I like that kind of involvement. You know what I mean?
Is William Kunstler still alive?
No, he's not. And I don't think he'd take this case because Bill.
Oh yeah,
Bill
that's
is
right.
usually
Yeah,
on the other side of the aisle.
He probably wouldn't. Oh my God, I forgot. I'm like, oh wait. I mean, it's money, I mean, his loyalty would have been green or anything. But yeah, no, even a guy like that would be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do this.
So
he would probably ruin his reputation, whatever it is.
Because of those guys over there in their shadow band at Indiegogo, and because of other things, I figured we'd promote the crowdfunder version of the Private American, since it's not the only place that you can actually find it without a hassle.
Thanks, Pops. And I have to say that the book you get from Crowdfunder is almost identical to the book you will get from Indiegogo.
There you go. What is the difference?
There is no difference. It's the same book. It's the same book. But I have to stress that despite these hysterical purple hairs, that the purpose of Private American is to entertain, first and foremost. Yeah, exactly. It's a really exciting and gripping story. It's probably the best comic you're going to read all year. And that's why I write these things, to entertain. I don't have an agenda. I have my beliefs. And the way this story came about is, I've been toying with the idea of a vigilante character for years because I miss writing The Punisher. And I asked myself, what would the Punisher be doing today? And it just hit me as obvious. He'd be on the southern border trying to stanch the flow of fentanyl and human traffickers and terrorists into the country. I mean, it's insane that we allow it. It's insane that we even entertain this idea and that our government has turned its back on its own citizens like this. It's just unbelievable. There have been thousands of deaths from fentanyl since they opened the border, most of them young people.
Yep.
My friend Nick Garber, who appeared on the Drawstream a little while ago, he patrols the borders, and he's been doing it for quite some time.
Good for him.
I know, God bless. A very good friend of mine, and he's been doing it for a long time, and now he's in San Diego, where all you have to, you can throw a rock and you'll hit Mexico at some point. He has a lot of ground to cover, and he sees all sorts of stuff that I really would not care to mention here, which scares me, because it's like, yeah, it's a thing. It's an actual thing. And what gets me is that what gets me when I read that article, as a lefty that I am, I'm like, if lefties are supposed to be all about tolerance and all about acceptance and all that stuff, there's this person who's screaming all over the damn place. I can only imagine her angrily typing as she goes. Yeah. It's like, breaking all the keys, getting her hair different colors as she gets into her moods or something. And she's just like angry. Let me see how much I can do of this so I can get more people to my Kickstarter, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like,
it was crazy because every word she printed was a lie.
Yes.
They've never seen the books. They had not seen the previous book, which they described as a gang of rogue cops going into black neighborhoods to kill black people.
I was like, look, Thin Blue Line is
Oh
out.
my
You
God,
can
that's
actually
too funny.
read it. If you're going to review it, read it first.
That's a
If
good
you're going to
idea.
talk about it, read it first. It's
Thanks,
from
RJ.
Simple Star.
Well,
Oh, I'm
That's
thanking
assuming-
RJ for
that's ass-
backing me.
Yeah. RJ's a good dude. He's got our back, man. Look, he's the one to come out and say, we're going to do a show, Pops. Okay, we're going to do a show. We're going to do a show, and we're going to put it everywhere. That's what we do.
Yeah.
What's
And
up,
it's
Max?
like, yeah.
Max DeVille in the chat. What's happening, buddy?
Yeah. Come Max, yeah. Human hunters.
Now, Mike, do you know the guy above you? Do you know Jim O'Reilly?
I don't think
No.
so.
I do.
No one knows Jim O'Reilly.
No one knows me. Don't worry. Don't feel bad.
Jim, are you on Facebook?
I am. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on all the socials.
Jim is one of them CG artists.
Mm,
One of those
Uh-oh.
guys.
one of those guys.
A very good one.
Okay, yeah, I see you. All right, Jim.
Yes.
I'll send you a friend request.
There you go.
Hey, thanks, Mike.
That's the other part of this. It's networking. One of the things I like to do is make sure that all you guys that are cool get to know each other. Yeah. Anyone looking for that other book on Google News, the very first thing they see is Private American.
Nice.
So
Good.
if you Google up the other guy's book, you see your book instead, Mike. What do you think of that?
What do you mean by the other guy? You mean the person who wrote that article?
Yeah, their book. I'm not going to say the name of it.
Assume it's gender, do you?
I don't know. I'm not going to read it or anything. I just, if you type the name of it into Google, the search will come up with the article about your book.
That's fine.
Nice. Nice. I dig it.
What is up,
God.
Quentin?
What's up,
Quentin's in the
Quint?
chat. What's happening?
Yeah, man.
So this is kind of a special episode because this is the day that Jim O'Reilly takes the show away from me. I'm passing the torch, and Jim and Rich going to do this show going forward in the future.
What are you talking about? No.
As long as Rich is on here, I'm definitely not doing
It's
the
not
show.
me, that's for sure. I
You
don't
need
know
to-
what you're saying.
you need to boot Rich.
And because of their enthusiasm, we're going to start today.
We are?
So what are you going to do,
Wait.
Pops?
I'm going to produce
Apparently
all
he's
these
gonna hide
shows.
the background.
Yeah, he's going to reap all the benefits while we do all the stuff for him. That's what we're
I'm
doing.
going to produce from the backstage and try to recruit more people, and we'll be talking to Max real soon about developing the Roku channel. The Madness Comic Network is going Roku, man. I'm not going to let Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube decide what we're allowed to say.
Great.
Oh, that's a novel idea, isn't it?
My goodness.
We will just use YouTube to play ads for the shows that we have coming up on the Roku channel, right?
Well, that reminds me, Pops, I have a YouTube channel where I mostly talk about writing. If you want to know the arcane secrets of writing, subscribe to Mike Barron YouTube channel. Just Google Mike Barron YouTube.
And I already am subscribed to that, and I always share your words of wisdom whenever you post them. Yes, I do.
Thanks, Pops. Give a sample lesson for free. Literally, do not use the word literally ever in anything.
That's true. That is very true.
That's a writer's gem right there.
It is a writer's gem.
If you can take that to the bank.
Oh, wow. Just like William Sadler in Hard to Kill.
Hello, Facebook user. I don't know who that is, but hello.
I don't know who that is either.
I'm not monitoring Facebook.
Facebook user, are you aware of your initials?
How is it that I didn't notice that?
I never noticed that either.
How the hell? Like, I'm the one with the mouth, and I'm the one with the filthy language and stuff, and I'm like, how did I miss that shit? Damn.
Look, Q flew from
I admire Facebook user.
Yeah.
Q flew from Netherlands to a Caribbean island yesterday. That's why he wasn't at the draw stream. He was in flight.
The flight was okay. It was like having a buffet. But how?
They just kept bringing you food? What?
Yeah, I guess so. I'd buy that for $1.
Good thing you weren't on that other plane, that one that was Alaska airplane that left Phoenix yesterday, and then boom, 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 some serious turbulence and shit flew all over the place. People got hurt.
Yeah. Nevertheless, or however.
RJ brings up a good point there.
Yeah.
My friends.
Nevertheless, or however, and I would like to add, basically.
Basically.
That's why I love Judge Judy. I don't know if you ever watched Judge Judy.
Yes, I've seen her.
She'll ask the defendant, well, what happened? And the defendant will say, well, basically, and Judge Judy breaks in right there and says, no, basically.
Nice. I love it.
No adjectives, just the facts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's that word. It's just a placeholder word like am or ah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
3 meals during a 9-hour flight. Well, they did keep you well fed.
I'm surprised it was only 9 hours from Amsterdam to the Caribbean. Well, yeah, it's across the ocean. It's not that bad.
And the plane kept getting heavier.
I don't know if it works that way, Mike.
Well, we're going to have to unload somebody.
You throw Quentin off the plane.
We
need to conserve fuel. Throw him off. Throw off the blue-haired whale off that thing, man. The one who wrote the article, throw her ass off. It's like,
So yeah, guys. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and play this this beautiful trailer that we have prepared for you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Are you ready? Here we go.
Yes.
I know you've all seen it already, but here you go again.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marco's attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
Sure it is. Oh man. What's it? Title 42 is about to expire, and it's priority. Oh shit! Did I say that? I didn't mean to say that. So, Mike, let's talk a little bit about your team.
Okay.
We never give Richard Bonk enough love, man. Let's give Richard some love, dude.
He's an amazing artist. Most of this takes place at night down by the river, so the pages look very dark. Mm-hmm. But that's not the way Richard draws. I mean, that cover you're looking at right there, that was colored by Gabe Eltaib. Yep. And it brightens up quite a bit towards the end. And the odds are increasingly that we're going to do a sequel to this. And it ties into Thin Blue Line. It's part of that world that people will see. It's a world based in reality. There's nothing that happens in this story that couldn't or hasn't happened in real life, which is one of the things that I like about it, because I'm in a place in my life where I can't really enjoy an entertainment unless I believe it could happen. And this does not rule out fantasy or science fiction, because I love Alien and Aliens. I believe both those movies. I believe them absolutely, because they are true to their own world. There's nothing to jar you out of it. There's
Right.
nothing that says, well, that couldn't happen, or they're contradicting themselves, which unfortunately is the case with so many modern action movies like Bullet Train, which I watched the other night. It was amusing, but it was completely ridiculous and cartoonish about 7 or 8 random assassins riding a bullet train, looking for money, revenge, what have you, and having these elaborately choreographed fights, which I enjoy, filled with all sorts of crazy quips, which I enjoy also. But at the end, you forget it immediately because you didn't believe it.
Yeah, it's not a memorable type movie.
Right.
It doesn't stick with you.
This, though.
Well, if I ask Mr. Baron, Mike, were you planning on having more than just one issue of Private American? How far were you considering taking it before all of this controversy when you started conceiving of the idea?
Well, it was going to be done in one, but I think we're going to go for another one soon. But before that, we're doing the second Thin Blue Line, which is already written, and it's even better than the first.
Nice.
Your heads will explode. I'm so pleased with this one. I give you a hint. It's called The Revolving Door.
Oh,
all
I
right.
know exactly what that's about.
All right.
How many
we're
times
gonna have
can
some
we bust
fun.
the same guy in one day? Mike, Max has a question, or not a question, but a statement. He says, the thing that he thinks the thing that throws the libs into a tizzy are the words "determined migrants" in the trailer.
Well, that's one thing about the left, is they're constantly trying to control what you think by trying to control the language. They'll tell you what you're permitted to say and what you're not permitted to say. And one of the hallmarks of the left, in fact, I think their chief characteristic is a total lack of humor, an inability to laugh at themselves or anyone else. And that's why they're always trying to shut down Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr and anybody else who tells a funny joke.
Yep.
Because all humor is rooted in tragedy, and that's why we laugh.
That's very true. That's right. All
I
humor
gotta
is
know,
rooted
Mike.
in tragedy.
I gotta know, the old gangster trope. Is somebody gonna get thrown out of that chopper?
No.
No,
nobody gets thrown out of the chopper. But remember the words of Al Capone. You go a lot further with a kind word and a gun than you will with just a kind word alone.
Amen.
Amen. Jesus Christ. That's funny. I like that.
Oh, yeah. Quentin's having a good time in the islands, and Max
I don't
would be
care.
too if he was there. Yes.
I don't care. I don't care how good a time he has. Because if he's in fun in the sun and all that stuff, I don't care what he's doing. Shut up, Quentin.
So the Indiegogo is approaching 50K. And
Really?
The
No,
Kickstarter got...
it's not at 50K.
It's at 100K.
No, not ours.
No, it was at like 48 last time I looked.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
It's approaching 50. I don't know how much you had rolling on Kickstarter when they smashed that.
About $5,000.
Okay, so that clown cost you $5,000.
That's right.
And for those of you who won't use Indiegogo for whatever reason, not going to go into that. I have my own reasons for being mad at them. Go over there to Crowdfunder, and we already know we had our friend Lee Newman used Crowdfunder. He was very happy with the results of his campaign. So if you don't want to use Indiegogo, go over there and back it right now on Crowdfunder. If you did back it on Kickstarter and suddenly found out you're not going to get the book, go over there and back it on Crowdfunder. Let's make this the highest selling book to date on Crowdfunder. I think that would be awesome. What do you think?
It would, Pops, and I thank you. You know, one thing this has sparked is a discussion among a number of us creators, a lot of them, about finding new crowdfunding platforms or even launching our own, where we can offer our work without somebody putting their finger on the weight scale.
Yeah.
Yep. And I've always encouraged people to have a backup.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, we've been watching them do this to people on Indiegogo and Kickstarter since I started doing this 3 years ago. Yeah, some of them were obscure people that you never heard of, but we still know they were doing it. And now they've done it to people that are more prominent. And it became more and more obvious what was going on, to the point where now it's a freaking news story.
Well, everything gets ruined whenever there's an agenda behind it. Whenever there's any type of agenda whatsoever, I mean, whether it's right or left or center or whatever the hell it is, religious or not, if there's an agenda behind it, it taints everything that it's supposed to stand for to begin with. And it just ruins everything. And it's I don't know. I think if there were just no way that people were just able to supply an agenda to everything that they're doing, I think we wouldn't have so many damn problems. We wouldn't have such avarice between all of us. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
No. I got to ask, is the Florida man going to come rolling through riding one of them boars with it?
We're working on the second Florida Man graphic novel right now. It's funnier than the first. It will make your head explode, I'm happy to say.
I just got to keep... y'all don't know. He's also got a Western coming out with Pat Broderick.
That's our next project, Grand Star. It's a supernatural Western.
He's out of his mind.
Yeah, it's the greatest work of his career.
Is this the best work you think of his career?
Absolutely, and so is Pat. If you want to take a look at the art, just go to his Facebook page. He's been posting a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I have some in my can't show you file.
Yeah, I remember Pat Broderick when I was working over at Marvel. I think if I'm correct, and I think we touched on this before, he handed a cover in, and the editors loved it. But then he called in about an hour later and said, "You know what? I'm really not happy about that one." So we just decided to draw another cover, and it was better than the one that he handed in the same day. I think that's who it was. I'm not too sure, but I'm like, yeah, Pat Broderick was there when I was at Marvel, and I'm like, and he puts this much detail in. He's kind of insane, but he's great. Yeah. He's great. God bless him. Good for him. My God. I need the reference for that.
But I mean, this stuff is all awesome. Richard Bonk knocked this out the park.
Yes, he did. I think his art is really great. He's a sharper Paul Ryan, I think. I mean, maybe that's just...
I won't be able to tell you how good Mike did till I read it, but I've never been disappointed in anything Mike's done, whether it's a comic book or a novel or anything that I've written or read that Mike wrote. I've never been disappointed. So
I never let anything out of the house these days unless it's knocked out of the park.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Nice.
That's a hell of a team right there, guys. I'm just saying.
Well, we have a Nexus graphic novel that will be released in February from Dark Horse that Richard illustrated.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it's called Nefarious.
Oh, nice.
Here, I'll send you the cover via the Facebook feed.
All right.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't catch it. What's the name?
Nefarious. That's just the title of the story. It's Nexus.
It's a new Nexus novel.
Nexus. Oh, Nexus.
Man.
Okay. Wow.
This is too damn good.
All right, there it is.
Oh.
Wait 1 second.
Should I show it to
blow that up?
Yeah, show it to him. It's up on Amazon.
Should I show it to him, Mike? Should I make him wait, suffer? Or
no, don't wait. Go to Amazon.
You got Steve Rude on the cover, man. Whoa.
Okay, let me get this up here. Hold on.
All right.
Stop sharing A to share B. So.
Excuse me. No.
Oh man, that's pretty.
Oh, nice.
What?
Awesome.
Oh man.
And I have a second one in the works that Kelsey Shannon is illustrating.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you a preview of that, too.
You are so kind. You are too kind.
Yeah, show that if you can. If you dare.
If you dare.
If I dare.
Feed me if you dare.
Where is it? Come here. There it is. Okay. Whoa.
I wish you could see that.
Oh,
I wish you
love
could blow
that.
that
Oh my
up. I mean,
God.
Yeah.
I will.
Look at that.
yeah, it's incredible.
It won't blow up. Everything around it will, but it won't.
Look at the
I hate
depth
that.
on that panel. That's just insane.
Yeah,
That is the most
Kelsey.
subtle 3-point perspective I've seen in quite some time. That's nuts.
Yeah, Kelsey's knocking it out of the park.
I love how it's framed too. How it frames next to so. Oh man, that's just insane. That's really great. That really is.
Thanks, guys.
It's
Nicely done. Nicely
always
done.
good stuff with Mike. Mike, do you see what Rich has got
Fantastic.
going on here?
Yeah, don't.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, well, I still got to draw this.
Oh.
I wanted to do this out of respect and a tribute, so there you go.
Okay, hang on. Wait a second.
Oh yeah, come back and look, Mike. Come back and look.
Wait, I will be. I'm right there. Hang on. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you going to ink that?
Possibly I could do that.
We'd like to put it in the book.
It's your. I was gonna send it to you.
Well, that's awfully kind, Rich. But before you do,
Yep.
Ink it.
Yeah.
Do you color it?
I could if I need to. Yeah, sure. If you want me to.
That would be great. And put it on a high res file, and we'll put it in the book.
Wow. Are you kidding?
Dude.
No.
Oh man.
Come on.
Thank you.
Nice.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Holy crap. I'm honored. I am super
I'm honored too. We're both honored.
Trust me when I tell you this honor is mine. You know, I really. Whew. All right,
Rich,
yeah.
did you ever get to work on any of the Punisher back in the day?
Yeah, but it wasn't written by Mr.
Right,
Baron.
yeah.
It was probably it was Punisher 2099, I think. Yeah, a little bit of Punisher 2099. Simon Colby was the penciler there, and that was my first background inking assignment of all things. And I'm like, this guy doesn't need a background inker. He does everything in like ballpoint pen pretty much because it's so damn sharp.
Dude.
But yeah, I've had enough work where at Marvel where it's like I don't remember half the stuff that I remembered that I'm supposed to have done. Like people when I used to go to conventions, like I'd have fans come up and drop books in my face, and I'm like, when was this? It's like, oh, it was about 2000. I'm like, oh wait, I don't remember this page at all. So it's like, but yeah, it's I probably did some Punisher at some point. I still have to remember which ones. But yeah, it's an adventure, Marvel, but yeah, that's not for me anymore.
Rich, are you in England?
I am. I'm going to find out very soon if I'm going to be in the United States or not. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with that, especially when it concerns the visa. But I'm only staying here because I have a teaching job over here. But if my visa doesn't come through on around like the end of the month, I'm going to make a beeline back to the States. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. I've had more than enough to deal with here, but I'm not going to talk about that. This is about your show. This is about your book and your triumph over at Fox News. I'm very happy for you, Mr. Baron. Truly.
And I wanted to know.
My triumph with Fox News. I'm very grateful to Fox News for having me on.
Have you gotten any kind of feedback or seen anything move in light of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
If we'd had a spot later in the day, it would probably have been a lot more. But I'm grateful that they had me on at all. It's a huge coup for us, and probably getting on Fox News is the biggest megaphone that we can use.
Yeah, that works. That works.
I don't know. Get you on with Loudermore Crowder. He's got millions.
I would love to get on Crowder's show. I'll write him.
Do that, Mike. He'll have you.
We'll see. I mean, I wrote Joe Rogan. I'm waiting to hear from him, but so do a million other people every day.
That would be awesome.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it would.
Wow. I would love to see you on Joe Rogan. Holy crap.
Joe Rogan would be cool. Crowder would be cool.
And Joe Rogan would be,
cool.
He has the most popular podcast on the planet. Joe Rogan would that would be it. My God.
Your music pops.
I want to see Mike Barron on the Salty Cracker Show.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
What
man.
is the Salty Cracker Show? I'm afraid to ask.
Oh, he's cool. He's real cool. Now, we also have a second person that we're going to be highlighting as the show goes on, and he just showed up, so you guys know him. You love him. It's the six-gun gorilla himself.
There he is.
Hello, Mike. Brian, Christgau.
Hi, Brian.
What up, everybody? Sorry I'm late, Pops.
Hello, Brian. I'm going to cede my time to you because I'm passing out.
Wait,
Mike,
do I
before
have
you go,
body odor or something?
I got a question, Mike, before you
Much
leave.
love, Pops.
Yeah,
I mean,
what's
much
the
love,
question?
Mike.
What's
The question is, did they make you wear makeup this morning?
No.
No.
He was all groomed up.
Doc is cold-blooded, man.
He was
Doc
all
is cold-blooded.
groomed up.
Don't listen to him,
Yeah.
Mike. Don't listen to him. Don't let him get to you.
I won't listen to anybody. Later. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank
Have
you,
a great
Mike.
one,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Barron.
Much
You
love,
take
Mike.
care.
Hey, Mike.
Y'all
Have
go
a good
check
one,
it
sir.
out on Crowdfunder right now.
Woo!
Private American, Richard Bonk, Mike Barron, better than advertised. I'm just saying.
Or theprivateamerican.com.
No, we're not doing that because that goes to Indiegogo. We are promoting the crowdfunder.
Okay, I'm just saying he put it out there. So.
I know, but we are promoting the crowdfunder. That's the link that's up there in the top of the chat.
All right.
Because Indiegogo shadow banned him.
Exactly.
And not only that, but my goal is to make Private American the highest selling book to date on that site.
That'd be awesome.
Okay. The only way that works is if everybody goes over there and backs it.
Jim, quit panting into the microphone.
Oh, that
It's
looks
like he's-
beautiful.
It's Rich.
It's
Oh, is
not
it
me.
Rich? Okay.
It's not me. It is not fucking me. That's bullshit.
It's you.
I
You're the
held
reason
my
why I'm
breath.
panting.
No.
These two are going to get along so well.
He said you're the reason I'm panting.
God.
That looks amazing.
What looks amazing?
The
Jim,
sculpture, not
your
your damn
sculpture,
drawing.
Jim.
No, my drawing sucks. I'm looking at Jim's stuff. Oh, that's insane. Look at that.
That's insane.
Nice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Whatever. You suck.
Nice.
Oh,
Hey,
we
Jim.
still love you too, Rich. Don't worry.
No, you don't, liar.
Jim, I couldn't help but notice.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that right at the end before Mike left, but he told Rich to go ahead and ink that and color it, and he's going to put it
I
in
have
the
no
book.
idea why I suck at this. I suck
He's
at
going
this.
to put it
job.
in the book, Brian.
Shut up.
Yeah, I
Put
know.
it in the book.
Stop.
Dude,
I'm
that
already
looks dope.
fanboying enough already as it is. Stop.
He's modesty flexing. Shut up.
Humble bragging.
Yeah.
What he has to do
I'm
now
not
is he
bragging.
has to actually work it.
I know I'm great, but I really don't want to let everybody else know how great
Hold
and
up.
amazing
What
I
he,
am.
what he has to do now, guys, is he has to actually better it. He has to,
Yeah, I know.
he has to up his game because this shit's
Yeah.
for Mike Barron, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I'm in a lot of trouble right now.
What's up, Q?
This
Hey,
shit is fucking
Jim?
this point.
Place, will you?
Oh,
Jim, I couldn't help but notice
Yeah.
that room you're in desperately needs, if only you knew a fantastic landscape painter who did beautiful impressionistic paintings
I wonder.
to hang on those walls that have that
Emptiness.
sculpture thing on them.
Do you paint, Jim?
Shut up, Pops.
He wants to know.
So our
There's
other
a carnage.
guest, you guys know Brian, Six Gun Gorilla. He does the horror club show on the network.
Totally ignored what I said.
And Brian's gone through some of the same shit, man, being canceled and having his stuff shadow banned and going through crazy crap.
I know why, because there's definitely a racial element to what his six-gun gorilla is all about.
Oh God,
Racist against criminals.
That's right. That's right.
What's up, Christgau?
Criminals have their own race.
Me just barely.
Just barely.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, we really need another platform. Right now we're stuck with Indiegogo, and I tried going to Zoop and I got slapped hard by certain people, and there was some effery involved, and what can I say? Immediately following that, we discovered that the shadow banning was going on, and the extent of the shadow banning. So basically, right now we're allowed to use one crowdfunding platform, and that's Indiegogo, and they're shadow banning us, and that needs to stop. We need a different crowdfunding platform.
Diversify.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to diversify your portfolio to as many places as you possibly can. If your goal is to sell books,
we can make an alternative.
Yes.
If your goal is to sell books, you put your book everywhere you can.
Yes. And I've used Kickstarter in the past for second chance campaigns. As a matter of fact, back in the day, I put my book on there without promoting it just to see, as an experiment, how many people would back my book just by stumbling across it. Right? Not following a direct link, because there was no direct link that I was posting. And I made about like $4,000 just on that. Right?
Wow.
So I was like, so then I was like, okay, and then I share that with my friends, because that's what we do in this scene, is we help each other out. And was like, hey, okay, now that's the place for second chance campaigns. But now they banned Mike, so F Kickstarter.
Yep.
Right? Because if they could do it to him, they could do it to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to start exploring these other platforms, and we need to do it in such a way, hopefully, where we're not going to get punished for it.
I think what's going to happen, Brian, is one of the big names is going to have to crowdfund a startup for that. And they're going to have to endorse it and get behind it and put a product on there, and then it'll move.
That's not even what the issue is, though. The issue is getting a banking establishment to back you. That's not going to screw you, PayPal. You see look what happened there in July. You can't count on that either right now.
No, you can't.
We really need something new. We need our own .coms, our own website, and a big place where they're all at and easy to find.
And if the people that won't let us use other platforms are doing so because they're planning on coming out with their own crowdfunding platform, because they want that 10% that normally goes to Indiegogo and Kickstarter, then they have to deliver that, and they need to deliver that now.
But you
how long
be
are
able
we
to
supposed to wait for them?
But see, you as the individual, you're not going to get bonded for the possibly $1 million that these campaigns are going to be fund generating. You see what I'm saying? It's like you have to have a bank behind you.
Yes.
And some of these people just on their name can't get a bank behind them, just like Wheeler couldn't 3 years ago with IndieCrowdfund.com. Yeah. He had the whole thing built and couldn't get a banking institution to help him make it a reality.
Who's the bank behind Cash App?
Cash App? I haven't even heard of Cash App.
Yeah, I know.
That's how behind the times I am.
I use Cash App versus PayPal.
I kind of think Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal are all the same, I think.
They're not. PayPal has been difficult to work with, and this goes back to before I came into the comic scene, my fine art.
There was Square, there was Venmo, there was a few of them. Like I said, we went through this. I was part of IndieCrowdfund.com. I was trying to promote that website, okay? And our problem was that none of those institutions would let us use them as our financial carrier or whatever you call it.
What I was saying was, I had tons of problems with PayPal, so I went to Cash App. Atrocity says it's Lincoln Savings Bank. I moved to Cash App and have never had an issue, not one, ever.
But what did they do for people? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
We don't know exactly. I know that none of them would back Wheeler when he was trying to do his.
Well, all I'm saying is it's worth looking into.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, all of them are worth. But what do you do? Do you build this whole thing like they did before? They built the whole thing and then they couldn't get anybody to make it a reality? Or do you get a hold of a guy and say, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do. Will you back us?" And they go, "Yeah, do it first."
Right.
You're
you
stuck
do
building
reach
it
out
first either way.
You do reach out first. You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
You reach out first, and they're going to go.
The answer is always no until you ask.
You're talking about big money, Doc. They're going to want to see the product. They're not going to care what
They are
any
always going to say no until you ask.
Good luck with that.
Right. Especially if the people that are supposedly building this new crowdfunding platform are taking 2 or 3 years to put out a product.
Right. But I happen to know there are several, just like Brian was saying, that are ready to pull the trigger, but there's something that they're not doing to get across the finish line. So reach out to Lincoln Savings and whatever the hell, because the answer is always going to be no until you try.
The answer is going to be no until you show them the finished product. And even then the answer might be no.
What I'm saying is some of these people have a finished product. They just haven't kicked it for whatever reason.
But do you think it would be a good idea to go through linking if they're already backing an existing crowdfunding thing? It would be like giving money to their competitor.
Right.
It would make sense to find a bank that doesn't have crowdfunding associated with it, go to them and pitch them the idea.
That's exactly
and
what I
say,
was saying.
hey, here's the success of, PayPal and Indiegogo and, or Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and all these other platforms, and look at what this bank is getting. You could be
about
doing the
Luke's,
same.
Hojo?
This number.
No, I think Hojo's thinking about the same one I am.
Is he talking about Luke's?
No.
I mean, we got E&M are over there doing one. Luke's doing one. The bottom line is, are they going to have a financial institution behind them that will not screw them like PayPal screwed Eric July?
Yeah. Yeah, and what they did to Eric July was really, obviously, I'm overstating the obvious by saying it was shady as hell.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He was making so much money, they were like, oh, hey, like, they noticed him. Do you know what I'm saying? They noticed him. And so they were like, okay, well, let's just sit on this and just collect the interest.
Make a big old chunk of that pie for ourselves.
Absolutely. Bastards. And I understand that the people that want to create their own crowdfunding platform, the really big, powerful people I can't mention, who want to create their own platform, they want that money that normally goes to Indiegogo or Kickstarter. And you know what? They're entitled to it if then they promote our books.
Right.
Right?
If they fulfill their end of the obligation.
Exactly. But then if they're just getting it and then I'm obliged just to use them just because, F that. I'm not doing that. We have to stand on our principles, for God's sake. Yeah. And this landscape, of course, keeps changing. I think a lot of us have always known that the crowdfunding model simply isn't sustainable.
Yeah.
Right. And that this thing that we've been doing for the past 3 years is temporary. Mm-hmm. And that ultimately we're going to have to move into a different model. What that model is, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
None of us really know. But we're not going to find out until we try. Exactly.
Yeah.
Sim, for instance, he's always been at the vanguard of trying to figure this thing out.
Mm-hmm.
And right now,
he's poor ass in Canada, and it's like everything there is 3 times as hard to figure out in the first place.
Yes,
especially when it comes to
good old Trudeau
shipping.
Yeah.
So, I'll say this though, and this is both a statement and a question.
Yes.
In the fine art community, they approach it completely differently. There is obviously you have your own website with a link to one of the paying apps, but they also use things like Fine Art America. They use Etsy. They use whatever
Shopify, whatever they.
Yeah, and they put their product out.
Modify.
And a lot of them are extremely successful, lucrative. I don't know if that would be viable for comics. I know there's a meme about Etsy Boys or whatever. I don't know what the hell that's about. I just know that for fine artists, that's a very lucrative market. Even eBay is a lucrative market. Jose Trujillo has an eBay store, and he's shipping out probably 30 paintings a week because he's a fast-ass painter. And they sell like crazy.
Is that because the fine? I'm sorry. Is that because the
fine art community has been going to that site for its consumption on a regular basis for years? In other words, that's where fine art sells, and it's established. It has really nothing to do with
I think so.
Etsy. That's just the market.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to take time building a new platform for comics
But I don't think it would be that hard to transition over to one of those if it was viable.
But first somebody has to take that step and prove that it can be done.
Yeah. And
that ain't going to be me.
I'm not unwilling to try it because I have marketed there with my fine art. But I will say this, Etsy kind of had their controversy in the fine art community because they tried to do a thing where they were increasing the fees to the artist and saying you need to pass this along to your consumers. And a lot of them said fuck you, and they bailed.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens when you try to tell the artist what to do.
Yeah.
Well, even if you told them use this kind of cardboard and shipping, an artist will tell you to fuck off because you ain't going to tell me shit.
Right. Well, like we all know that the different crowdfunding platforms have different audiences, right? Like we know, for instance, Facebook people are Kickstarter people, and Twitter people tend to be Indiegogo people. And we're just going to have to find out, well, are we going to be able, like, for instance, a lot of people don't know about crowdfunder, but that's also why we're trying to get the word out. And why it's important for people to back this book, why it's important for you folks to back Private American on crowdfunder to show that it can be done, so that hopefully we can have a place where we can sell our comics without dealing with this fuckery.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon my French.
I gotta say, this is the first time I ever heard of crowdfunder. Was today.
Why is it the answer?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I never heard.
Starting a publishing company together, plus use whatnot.
I will answer that question for you. You cannot get 4 creators into a chat to agree on a fucking thing.
Yeah, fuck all y'all. You're wrong about a lot of shit.
Whatnot isn't.
You're wrong about that, Doc.
It's like an eBay auction site. You can't crowdfund your book on Whatnot. You can sell books on Whatnot, but you can't crowdfund a book on Whatnot.
What the fuck is Whatnot? I thought it was using that term literally.
Whatnot is an auction site like eBay, but better for comic people. Okay, it doesn't have. As the seller, you can set up your auctions in different ways. You don't have to set it up where it comes to a dead time. You can set it up so if somebody bids in the last minute, it extends and whatnot. Okay, but it's an auction site. Okay, it's not really for crowdfunding. It'd be great for selling your already printed books.
Now there are, by the way, Paul, there are already publishers like Max, Atrocity Press, Tanner with Apothic Press,
and a whole bunch of us are working together.
DG with Dark Gift Comics Publishing. There are many publishers, but I know what you're saying. You're looking like, why can't we form an Image Comics?
I mean, the way I've always seen it, what I've always hoped was that ultimately we would form something like what the French did with Metal Hurlant, aka heavy metal, right? Where basically you had an artist collective, right? A bunch of artists working in the French comic book industry that said adios or au revoir to their publishers and did their own thing, built their own thing, and that ended up being huge. And then, of course, in England, you had 2000 AD, and here we had Image. What we have right now reminds me in many respects of the indie comics boom of the 80s, where, my God, I mean, you had so many publishers. You had Eclipse, you had Dark Horse. Before they became
Malibu, there was everywhere. Yeah.
Oh my God, Malibu.
The thing with that though is, particularly like with Image, they put their own skin in the game.
Yeah.
They had to up probably millions to get where they were.
Yeah.
And we couldn't crowdfund a barbecue right now if we tried. I'm just saying the money's not there.
Yeah.
Without a major backer.
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, you look at all the sheer proliferation of publishers. Like First was my favorite, where of course is where I discovered this writer by the name of Mike Barron that was doing this little comic called Nexus.
Right.
That guy, he's terrible.
Yeah. And you knew that eventually you were going to see people dropping off. You're going to see publishers disappearing. And that the talent from those publishers were going to move to different publishers and consolidate and all that stuff. But it was just an exciting Wild West period. And I think that's kind of sort of where we're at now, except, of course, the difference is I could walk into my LCS and see comics from, every publisher. And we're not in LCSs. My LCS doesn't even sell comic books anymore, which breaks my heart. But I mean, that's just how
can a local comic book shop not sell comic books?
It's just the way it is. I mean, I used to. What I used to.
They don't sell new ones.
No. Actually, they don't sell comics. They don't. I mean, yeah. I mean,
what the hell are they selling? Hamsters,
toys, Funko Pops.
Yeah, hamsters.
Warhammer, right? And what I used to do after doing a convention, for instance, was if I had any extras, I would take them to my LCS and be like, "Hey, how'd you like to have some books from a local publisher? I'll sign them for you and everything. I'm not going to jack up the price because what I really wanted was not to make money." In that scenario, but to see my book on the shelves of my LCS, right? Childhood dream come true. And last time I walked into my LCS, I had my luggage bag with all my comics packed in it and everything, and and was ready to give my same old spiel. And then I was looking around, and I didn't see any comic books. And so I went up to the front desk. I was like, y'all really don't sell comic books anymore, do you? And they're like, no.
God.
And, yeah. So I gave them some, just like, hey, give some of these to your preferred customers, or have them, whatever. Do what you like with them. But yeah, no, it's heartbreaking, and it's encouraging that comic books right now are more popular probably than they've ever been in America. It's just not American comics that are selling.
Yeah,
it's manga, it's Japanese comics. And I don't blame people for reading Japanese comics because look, American comics right now, the mainstream American comics are unreadable.
Yeah,
they're terrible. They're horrible. They're horrible. They're getting the writers from Twitter, and they're getting their artists from Tumblr. And they're not paying any of these people jack. No. They're just basically offering them like, hey, in exchange for your labor, you'll get you'll be able to put it on your resume that you worked for Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
Green card. That's what they're gonna get.
Think about this too. You guys have heard of Fiverr?
Of course.
Yes, I have. Yes,
for musicians, here I wrote this song. I need a lead guitar player to shred this part, and there are tiers of you can pay $100 for this guy, you can pay $20 for this guy. Could you imagine such a thing for comic book illustrators or writers?
Oh my God! Absolutely.
Who knows? My local LCS, Brian, I hate him. He robbed me blind.
What's an LCS?
Yeah. What did he do? Did he do dirty?
I totally
local comic shop.
I totally patronized his store, buying from him exclusively, Got a big collection back in the 90s, including some rare figurines, and I had I remember the original series, Romulan Bird of Prey with the digital sounds. Boy, I had all that stuff. I went on vacation to Virginia, got robbed while I was gone, and he bought my whole collection.
What?
From the thief, and he knew that was my shit. There's no way he didn't know that was my shit.
Wow.
So I went there to confront him.
Cold-blooded.
And there's my shit up on his shelves, my Dr. McCoy, my Romulan Bird of Prey. And he said, prove it's yours.
Wow. That's lovely. How about that?
No, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to let everybody know you're a crook.
Yep.
What a
he's been out of
scumbag.
business for a while, but he's back now. He opened up downtown again. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Well, some people are just scumbags. I really believe that you would be.
A lot of them are.
A lot of them are, but the thing is most people are good at heart. It's just the scumbags really, really stand out.
Yes, they do. And when he's the only game in town, in my town,
right?
Yeah.
But you know what? Stuff like that, it ultimately comes back to bite them on the ass. I really do believe that.
Yeah, I believe that.
Man.
I do believe that. You reap what you sow.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you know what? When you put goodwill out there, when you treat your customers like gold, which is what we should be doing, which is what I always try to do, right? If I'm late in getting a book out to somebody, they get 2 books, right?
Yes.
There are people in my last campaign who backed original art. They waited a long, long time for that art because my artist, Preston Acevedo, his house got destroyed in a storm.
Right.
Right? So when Homeboy sends me the original art that goes to the backers, you know what he does? He sends me twice as much.
Right. Exactly. Because that's what you do.
Because he's a gentleman. Exactly. And because he knows that that's also what I'm going to want to do. It's like, hey, you ordered an original page of art. You waited close to a year for it. So as an apology, here's 2 pages of original art. Because that's what we do. Because we're not just representing for ourselves. We're representing for the community, too.
Exactly right.
So... And everybody needs to think about the guy that's next to them.
Yep.
And it drives me crazy when I see people that are taking 2-3 years to put out a book, and they've made literally $250,000. So they have no excuse, because that affects all of us. Because it makes people not want to back our books. Because they don't know if they're going to get them. Now, I mean, I have a pretty much an impeccable track record. I've fulfilled on 6 campaigns. So people know I'm going to fulfill on this one, too. But,
right. Gentlemen, I got to bounce, but thanks for letting me on, Pops.
Great seeing you, Doc.
See you later, Doc.
Always a pleasure. Jim, great to see you. Rich, good to see you, buddy.
See you later, man.
See you tomorrow, Doc.
Doc is a better man than I am, because if somebody did me dirty like his LCS owner did, I might have to bring out the
oh, God.
I would take that very personally, man.
Sorry for yawning.
Right. Oh, it's okay, man. Don't worry about it. Glad that you're hanging out.
Button for that.
With us.
What?
There's a mute button for that.
Let me see that. What is that? Mistyped. Sorry. Whatever. Okay.
You're all good.
Okay. Sorry about that.
You're all good.
Finally, Doc left. That's messed up.
Snap. Oh, snap. But
you don't say that about me, do you? When I leave and stuff like that, I hope not. That would be rather foul of you to do that. I hope you don't do that to me. I'm far handsomer than that some bitches. I'm gonna have my book ready to print on launch day. I've studied all the effery. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
And it is always good to have your book finished.
That is true.
Beforehand, if you can do that. Now, in this case, I'm doing it actually the way that crowdfunding is meant to be done.
I know, Carol. I know. I love you.
which is you raise the money and then you give it to your artist and then you put the book out. But if you can have your book finished on launch day, that's fantastic because
look at that ridiculous cover. Jesus God.
I know, isn't that beautiful?
What the hell is that? My God.
I know.
Good gravy.
Now, I want
Rest
to
in peace,
focus on
Adrian.
one. I got to focus for a minute on the title.
Yes.
The Great Silence.
The Great Silence.
Is that in any way a reference to being silenced?
I don't know. Oh my God.
It's not a question for you, Rich. It's a question for Brian.
No, actually, when I started the series, one of the ideas I had was I want to name each issue after a Italian Western.
Okay.
And you wouldn't believe how I found titles that absolutely fit with the issue, right? For instance, The Big Gun Down was issue number 7, where basically Kumba, our 6-gun gorilla, commits pretty much what would be like on the level of like genocide. He kills a lot of people. Let me just put it that way. He kills a lot of bad guys.
Yeah.
And right. And then for Cemetery Without Crosses, that was the perfect title for issue 8.
That's creepy.
Where we see the villains' game room, and there are all these stuffed and mounted animals, including Kumba's father.
Dude,
right. So that's the Cemetery Without Crosses. So the Great Silence. Well, you're gonna find out what that.
I'm starting to think that Brian needs to do a Western show too.
Oh, I would love to do a Western show.
Right.
Oh, I would love to do a Western show.
The Spaghetti Western Club.
Oh my God. Oh, dude, I'd be all over that.
Dude,
man.
I'm just saying.
Steak on rice.
I'm just saying it might not be a bad idea to.
Oh my God, I could do that. That's another thing I could do in my sleep. I could show up like just like a 4 hours of sleep with a hangover and just like belt that out.
Oh, dude, I'm just saying. I even got to go back and refer to RJ on that one.
It's a good idea. I like that actually.
It happened here. The Spaghetti Western Club. It happened here.
Yeah, man. But gee, there's only 300 of them.
You see what I'm saying? There's plenty of content, and
that's how many I have in my collection. I have at least 300.
Dude, come on. If you want, I will make a spot for you. You know that.
We'll think about that. We'll talk about that. Absolutely. It sounds that sounds cool. I like that idea.
I'm talking to Max like right now. All that typing you hear me doing, me and Max are in the backstage talking about getting ready to develop for the development of the Roku channel. So
my goodness.
I'd love to have another show to add to the queue right now before we start.
That'd be fantastic, dude. Absolutely, sign me up for that. I would do that. Heck yeah.
Well, your show's already in for the Roku.
Oh, is it really?
The Horror Club's already on the queue for that.
Damn, I gotta step my game up. I gotta be more professional.
Look, see, this is the whole thing.
Right.
Won't be no YouTube, Google, anybody deciding what we can say or how we can act. It's like our network, right?
I know. Well, the way I see it is that it's probably always going to be a game of whack-a-mole, right?
That's why that's why I want to do this and just develop our own with our own content and no overseers,
Right. Because, you have so many people that have gone from YouTube to Rumble, and eventually they're going to come after Rumble too, right? And then they'll go to Odyssey. Like I said, it's going to be whack-a-mole. But as long as we keep moving...
There's everybody's just spreading it's diluting our field because everybody's going in different places. Everybody's going in different places.
Right. But because also I think people are waiting to see what's going to be the place. And that has yet to be determined.
I'm not trying to build this social network. Max built that. I'm 100% jibber jabber. when it comes to a comic social media site, I will promote that before Twitter or Facebook or any of the places where I began, where I actually am building my network. In the end, they're not going to be the ones I'm giving my content to.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? In the end, the only thing that's going to happen on YouTube is, hey, at 2:00, we got this show coming up. At 3:00, we got that show coming up. And so is going to be a special guest. You're going to get a 30-second short, just like they want. That's what YouTube's going to get. But all them shorts are going to be what's happening on our Roku channel.
Oh, man, I'm already thinking about throwing together the intro video.
You see?
For the Spaghetti Western show.
Yeah, look, I think it's a great idea, Brian. And we could bring people out that have Westerns.
Oh, and Western-themed comics, which is a thing in our scene.
That's what I'm saying. We can bring those people out to that show, bring the horror people out to that show, and dude, like I said,
I love that idea. I love that idea.
Diversification. We gotta be seen in as many places as we can.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Doing showing all the different stuff, highlighting it, even. When you decided to bring people onto your show, onto the horror show to promote their book as well, changed the game for your show.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody still watches your show for what the content is, but now they get a little bit of, hey, this guy's got a killer book, or hey, that guy's got a killer book. We get a little bit of that in there too, but it's not overwhelming the show. The show is still the horror movie club. You see what I'm saying? With Brian Christgau and Matt Burke. Oh,
yeah, man. and let me tell you, Pops, like after having 2 books funded on my stream, what a rush. What a rush. Like, it just made me ridiculously happy. Like, this is so cool.
Dude, look, that's why, you guys all know, anybody that's followed me for any amount of time, my favorite posts to make are the ones that say funded in capital letters above somebody's campaign. Those are my favorite posts to make. That's where I get my high from that, from watching everybody succeed. I'm not a comic guy. I can't make comics. I suck. But all kinds of people that I admire that are awesome, they make killer shit, and I tell people about it. That's my job, And yeah, I took this all on myself. I didn't. I made this. I made this my purpose.
Yeah, man, and that's we love you for that. And
but see, you went and took it, and you went and jumped on that too. And now you get it. You see?
No, I do.
Now you get it when somebody funds, and it's like it happens on your stream. That's a rush.
It is.
I get the rush no matter where I don't care where somebody funds. I get a rush. I get happy for them. I'm like, yeah.
Of course.
But when it happens on our shows or whatever, yeah, man, that's like, like RJ said.
Yeah.
It can bake and I helped or whatever,
Exactly. Yeah. But I absolutely believe I'm under no illusions that I got like Heart and Comic Mark funded. It's just I had the honor of them getting funded on my stream.
Yeah, being there at the end. It's like I wasn't responsible for the 500 people that funded before that,
take no credit for their success, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, right. But the fact that they got funded on my stream, that's awesome.
That's where the rush goes. That's why I love doing countdown parties too.
Yeah.
Somebody's already funded. I don't care. It's the last hour. You might not have heard about this, or you might have forgot about this. It's almost over. Come back this. You see? If I get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people to back up the last hour for somebody, that makes the last hour worth my time to come out here and do it.
Yeah, well, it's immensely gratifying. And, the reason this scene works is because of indie creators supporting indie creators. And also, of course, the backers, the people that are just fans, the people that just that love indie comics, guys like you. You took it to the next level, of course.
I just saw a big old hole.
Now.
I saw a big old hole in what was happening back then. You know, when Emerald City went down, and I had a lot of friends that went, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because their income for the year was done when that first one went down. When that first one went down, it was
then the
over
rest
for
of them
everybody.
went.
And I went, oh shit. And I talked to Brian Polito. I was like, what you going to do? He told me what he's going to do. I was like, that's a great idea, but what about for everybody else?
Right.
And that's when I took that on to go do it for everybody else.
That's right.
You know,
yeah, man.
Jesus.
Yeah, man.
I had some great people, Rich, Jim, Doc, and Pete and Bill.
I can't believe you included Jim in that.
Part of this for the last 3 years and kept it growing and going.
And you keep finding new people. Paul Gomez, for instance, I love that dude, man. That dude's always has a great, informative, interesting show.
Mm-hmm.
And helpful too, because we have to think about the people that are coming in the door behind us, you know. And we've been there. We've already gone through the experience, and we know what to do, and especially what not to do.
Yeah.
And we can share that knowledge with the newcomers.
What's it like when a guy coming in the door behind you puts out 4 books in 1 year?
That's awesome.
Because that's
Paul awesome.
Gomez right there, yo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
4
respect.
Books out and delivered in a year, bro. That's freaking
mad crazy respect. Mad crazy respect.
Putting in the work.
Yeah, and then you're just kind of, well, damn. Well, why am I not doing that? Right. So then that puts the rest of us on notice. Like, hey, maybe we need to step our game up. And who gains from that?
Everybody.
Creators,
artists. There's more work. There's more jobs. There's all of it.
Yes. Hey, man, I always say, folks, give me your money so I can give that money to artists to make more books. Because we don't make a lot of money off of these books, right? No. The money that we do make in profit, most of us. We don't. Yeah. At my level, right? And I consider myself at kind of like the upper tier of like the lower tier, if that makes any sense.
You're good mids, Brian.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. and you know,
but your book is awesome.
Well, thanks, brother.
The maybe the amount of revenue doesn't match what some of those other guys do, but your book does.
I know.
Your series does.
That I know.
You know.
That I know just from what people tell me.
Yeah.
And
what you got is golden for sure.
You know, I like to think so. Once again, just because of the feedback that I've gotten. Because, you know, I don't know if my stuff is any good. I know the art is killer. I can tell that, right? I always used to joke at the convention. So like, well, the writer sucks, but the art's really good. But we put our work out there and we hope for the best. Mm-hmm. And we hope that people connect with it. But we don't know if they are. And I've just been incredibly blessed and incredibly fortunate that people connect with this book. And that it touches them actually at like an emotional level. And I think they come in for, you know, the gorilla with giant guns blowing big holes in bad guys. And they get that. But then also they get something that they didn't expect. And that's what keeps them coming back. And eager for each new installment. And some of the messages I've gotten from people, some of the, I hesitate to call it fan mail. I would call it like appreciation mail. People writing me.
You got fans. You might as well get used to it.
Well, I have backers, right? And
look, you're my friend, but I'm a fan of your work. What can I tell you?
Well, thanks, brother. I'm a fan. Well, I'm a fan of your work, brother. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm part of the madness.
That's why you're part of the madness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're almost. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're almost at our 5K stretch goal. And once we hit that, every order is going to come with the wanted poster and with a 6 a.m. Sticker from MC Mark Marianelli. Eats MCs up like spaghetti, or maybe some Cheerios. He masticates his foes. Now, I have put this sticker out before, but that's way too tiny. So this is going to be like the same design, but it's going to be a big-ass sticker.
Yeah?
Well, because
Well, I mean, it should be bigger.
That's what I'm saying.
Very
when I got
big
the sticker,
very big guns, very big holes.
Yes.
Know.
Who wants a little sticker of a gorilla?
It should be bigger. Yes.
Yes.
And,
I even put that in the description, I think.
And Monsieur Marianelli, dude.
He's the bomb. He's the bomb.
He has definitely put out some killer chibis. He drew an ancient Crom for me. It's old with gray hair, and it's like it's ancient Crom, dude. It's awesome.
I want to see. Oh God. Well, that's the thing, man. Mark, shows is one of those guys who shows real generosity of spirit, and I always refer to him as the sleeping giant in our scene, right? Because he still hasn't released Starfetched, which looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to back that. A lot of people can't wait to back that. He's made chibis for so many people, and oh my God, and that wrestling thing. That
oh, dude, yeah.
The
GWF is crazy.
Oh, it's insane.
They're doing the Rumble tomorrow during your show, right?
Well, what was that?
They're doing the Rumble tomorrow during your show.
Wow, wait a second. How can I be in two places at the same time?
Yeah.
I have to dip out and put on my gorilla costume.
Well, I was thinking we could always snipe a little bit of it.
Oh, that would be fun.
When your match comes up, we'll just show your match. Right?
We'll see. We'll check it out. We'll see. And and then of course we're also going to be having Mike Murphy on tomorrow.
Rom Shadow. Yes.
Yep. Because he's going to be closing that soon. And
there's a little Preston art up in that one too, huh?
Yeah, man. And Sim, and Preston and Sim, guys that have gotten so many people across that finish line. Talk about generosity of spirit, man. Those guys have got it in mega spades, without a doubt. So, I can't wait to get this book out into people's hands. I can't wait to read it myself, of course. It's kind of odd right now. I've written the scripts for issues 9 and 10, which this trade paperback is going to include. I wrote those scripts, 6-7 years ago, right? Because when I sat down to write this, I wrote all 10 issues,
right,
back to back to back to back. It was an act of faith. It was a way of saying, like, I'm in this for the long haul. This is going to happen. I'm going to make it happen, right? Through sheer force of will. And now I get to go back, and I'm not, and I'm a better writer now than I was back then. So now I can, touch those scripts up and make sure that people are going to get a really compelling story with really compelling characters. And also I am going to give Preston Acevedo a lot of cool stuff to draw. Because that's one of the things you do when you have an artist like Preston is make sure you give him stuff to draw that he's going to really enjoy drawing, because that's going to really come across on the page.
So, Rich, Jim, are you both there?
What? Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, look, something's about to happen. I'm about to fade into the producer's role, and you guys are going to handle the last half hour of this show.
Are you kidding me? Dude, it's 9:30 at night here.
I know.
Wake your ass up.
Shut your hole. Shut your pie hole.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I got a little bit of stuff I got to take care of. Brian,
can
we talk to you.
We get paid for this? No.
Peace.
Man, bye.
Hey, there he goes. All right, now we can talk about him.
Yeah, we can talk about Pops. I don't care.
Oh, God, man. Oh.
I know, right?
It's like Willie Nelson meets C-3PO, man.
I'm still here.
I gotta draw that.
We know you are, boss. Just let you know that we care. Oh man. But Professore, man, how are you doing, man? You've got like some absolutely you've got an absolutely killer looking Private American illustration that you're doing there.
Yeah, congrats
Well,
on that.
I'm
Buddy.
gonna thank you. I'm probably gonna rework that a little bit because I didn't expect Mike Baron to say, "Hey, I'll put that in a book," and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, let me make another one that's better." So let me do that. And yeah, no, it's I'm doing good. I've as with a lot of things, it turns out that I'm the most popular teacher in my department by far.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I've been there
Why?
for all of 3 months, and everyone else has been there for at least a year or two, if not longer. And I'm beginning to see some of the cracks in how some of the people are acting with me, especially since the media department did a 20-minute video on me and posted it on their damn website and the Instagram.
Nice.
I'm like, well,
Nice.
all right. It's like, and there's been a couple of teachers who are like, well, so what? He draws. What does that mean? And I'm like,
they're getting a little jelly, huh? Is that what you're saying? They're getting a little jelly?
When one of the schmucks decided to call me out today, it's like, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about your evaluations, and I'm not trying to call you out. And he said it like 4 times. I'm like, yeah, you're not trying to call me out, jackass. He knows who he is, and I don't care if he's listening, jerk.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, there's like a million things that I have to take care of, and he knows about it. But it's like, it's catty, and it's the guys who are catty. I'm like, oh my God, you're a bunch of bitches. Shut up.
I know.
Man.
I was about to say, basic bitches. Yeah, well, look, some people are like that. Some people are like that, and you have to just
let them. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. It really doesn't.
It's coming from a place. Remind yourself that it comes from a place of deep-seated insecurity.
Well, it's like this. It's I think, you see, with me, I talk to the students.
There you go. There it is.
I talk to them like they're human beings, I mean, because they're adults, and it's like, I'm not going to crap on them. I had an issue with one student. I'll never forget this. And I'm not going to say his name. He was nervous as hell. He said that my lessons were shit. And he said that to me in front of the students. Now, I could have done a million different things, but I said, listen, I'd like to talk to you after class. So he comes over and he apologizes. And he's like, I might have been a little harsh. And I go, well, I got to tell you something, man. I think you were right. This is my 3rd week teaching, period. And I know my stuff. I absolutely know my stuff. And
what's up, Travis?
But if there's things that I have to know about, and if there's things that would make it easier for you, or if there's something you want to learn other than what the basic stuff that I've had to teach you, let me know and I will do it. And since then, that student is my favorite student. And it's like, what I do is I treat the students like they're adults.
Yes.
I don't berate them. I don't jump on them or something like that. I'm not that type where it's like I'm going to hover over them. I'm like, if you're going to do the work, you're going to do the work. I mean, this is part of your grade, and it's like, if they ask me to learn, if I sit down with them and I show them what to do, and I say, do as I say, not as I do, and
Right.
it's like, it's like, this is how I would do it, but I want you to find your own way, but kind of go by the way that I'm showing you. You know what I mean? It's like, don't ape what I'm doing. Don't use what
Those are the worst teachers. Those are the worst teachers, right? I had a cinema professor who was like,
oh God,
for filmmaking, and he was just like, the first thing he did on day 1 was he showed us some of his crappy short films. and basically was like, okay, now go and do that. Wanted us all to imitate him, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well,
one of the worst teachers
that's
I ever
what
had.
a lot of teachers are these days. A lot of
Worthless.
teachers are. The majority of teachers are those who are frustrated professionals who never got there, or people who have never actually done anything like that professionally.
Right.
And I've done both. You know, it's like I've been a professional for quite some time, and I know how to convey it in a way that, you know, the students understand. You know, I have that. I will say this without any regret. I have that gift. I do. And I convey it in a way where it's easy to understand. And a lot of times, especially when I'm drawing something, I demonstrate it live in front of them, and then they follow suit. And I go around and I check every student, and it's the engagement process, you know, and it's like quite frankly, that's the reason why I'm the most popular teacher in my department. And it's like it has nothing to do with the skill of one of the teachers, because one of the teachers I'm very fond of. It's the other ones that are like one of the students, not in my year, one of the students went up to one of the other teachers and said, "Hey, how do I draw these concept art or these turnarounds?" And one of the teachers said, "Well, here, go to Google, download this turnaround character sheet template and use that." I'm like, these are third-year students.
Yeah, it's Ollie. It's Ollie Lee Archer from 656 Studios. Sorry, Rich. You wouldn't leave me alone.
It's okay. It's all right. It's like
Ollie's the shit.
Yeah, it's like basically it's like I love teaching, and it's something that's a calling for me. And if you can't do it the right way, either learn how or don't do it at all, or learn how to learn a little bit of empathy, and that's pretty much it, you know.
Well, you know, like you said, that you talk to your students, right? Whereas a lot of the other teachers, I'm sure, talk at their students.
A lot of teachers do.
Right? And that gets you to tune out. One of the things that always drove me crazy about math teachers was because I had a lot of trouble with math growing up, and largely because I had really bad teachers. And a lot of people, when they learn something and they're teaching it, they don't want to make it look easy because they feel that devalues them. Right?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't devalue me in the slightest. What it does is empowers them.
Yes!
It empowers the students. I don't care about anybody. Look,
it's not about you.
Here's the thing. It's not about me. I could care less. I've told all of these students, I'm like, I want you to kick my ass professionally.
Yes.
I want you to do what I've done in my life. By the time you're 25, I could care less. I've had my time in the sun. I still have my time in the sun because I still do this every so often. But now I'm at a stage in my life where I'm like, okay, someone showed me how to do all this. It's now my turn to pay it forward. And I want all of my students, every single one, to eclipse me by the time they finish puberty. And that's the truth.
Yes. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
I want them to be the next generation of really great artists, and I'm teaching them the right way. I'm not having them do any of that woke crap or that crazy ass image style. I'm like, no, you're going to learn how to tell a story. You're going to learn how to draw human anatomy. You're going to learn how to do anthropomorphics. You're going to learn all this the right way. And that's it. That's it. Because I don't want any of this. I don't want any of the stuff that I've seen in American comics or British comics anymore, because it's getting bad. You know, manga is destroying American comics by what, a factor of 2 or 3 to 1?
10 to 1.
10 to 1.
10 to 1.
That's insane.
Shit, I was in a Barnes and Noble the other night. There were like 8 rows of manga, like 8 columns, literally, of nothing but manga, and then Marvel and DC 2. I'm like, what the hell? Like nothing but manga. It was like from one end, literally one end of the wall, all the way to the other side, and that's insane. It's insane. It's dominating. It's dominating.
Oh,
but the numbers are factored in to American comics.
Don't you love when they do that?
But it's the truth.
We're not killing
those
comics.
numbers
What are you talking
factored in.
about?
You're right. Comics are booming. No, manga's booming.
Yeah.
Western comics
Yeah,
are
exactly.
shrinking.
Oh my
But,
God! Nobody reads that crap, including the people that demanded that it be made that way. Because that's the thing about about these keyboard warriors. Is that they'll demand something be made a certain way, but that doesn't mean that they're going to actually buy it, right? They just want it to be that way for everybody else, and they have no love for the art form. That's the thing. It's in the hands of people that have no love for it. These people didn't care about comics until the Avengers movie came out.
Yeah, what it is it's like it's a fair weather friend type of thing, and it's like I think what it is some of it's a midlife crisis grab, some of it is just like a fair weather friend, a lot of it is exploitative.
Yeah.
Which in a lot of ways, but far more than just female genitalia or anything. It's like it's bad. And a lot of people who jump into independent books think it's like something that they could just do immediately. And I'm like, sorry, you can't. This is something that requires discipline for years,
Yes.
and it's like that's a prevailing thing for a couple of things that I would rather not discuss, but I've seen that,
listen,
and I'm like, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
I was just going to say that, like one of the places you're not going to see the garbage that you're seeing out in Marvel and DC is right to the right of us, right here, like this wonderful comic that we have over here. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the good stuff, man.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, man. Check this comic out, man. Can you scroll through that, Rich? Can you go through that campaign? Do you have?
Probably not. No, well, Brian, I cannot. I think Pops is. It looks like he's
Pops is. Okay, all right.
Thanks, Pops.
Yeah, look at the art on this, man. Amazing.
Yeah, I've been exceptionally lucky with the artists that I've worked with. Exceptionally lucky, and I've had so much fun. I had so much fun working with Adrian, who unfortunately is no longer with us, passed away 2 years ago. We had a real great rapport. You do 7 issues together, you develop a certain shorthand, right? My scripts got, more and more stripped down because I knew that he was going to deliver, and I miss him. And every victory going forward is always going to be a little bit bittersweet because he's not going to be here to enjoy it with me. But my good friend Preston Acevedo stepped in and to do the last 3 issues, and he did issue 8, which was killer, and issues 9 and 10 are going to be absolute mind blowers because you
issue
can be
8 was killer. Yes, agree.
Thank you.
And now you have plans to compile all this into trade paperbacks?
Yes. Well, because the very first campaign that I did was for a trade paperback that included issues 1 through 6. And I wanted to come out of the gate with a bang, right? Part of me was thinking, well, maybe I should just do issue 1, then issue 2. No. I wanted to make sure that people were fully invested in this story and felt a connection to the characters. And the best way to do that was to hit them with those first 6 issues out the gate. Unfortunately, that's made getting issues 7 and 8 funded a little more difficult. Not that I didn't get those funded, not that those campaigns didn't do well. They did. But I also had a lot of people saying, well, I'm a trade paperback guy, so I think I'm going to pass on the floppies here that these campaigns are for and wait for the trade paperback. And, which made me want to scream, well, there's not going to be another trade paperback unless you back this, right? But at the same time, I can't fault them because I'm a trade paperback guy myself. I was never a comic book collector. I was always a comic book reader. That didn't mean that I didn't pay out the nose sometimes for comic books when I was coming up, but that's because that was the only way to read those comics was to get the original comics. There weren't any reprints back then, right? And but now it's just like as much as it's a fun ritual to like flip through long boxes now and then, I love just having them on my shelf and being able to just take them down and read them when I feel like. So the second trade paperback, it's going to compile issues 7 through 10. Mm-hmm. However, if you've already backed the floppies, I am not a double dipper, and there is an option where you can get the floppies. So,
I'm a terrible man for saying that. Why? I mean, it's like I bite one end and then I put the other end in there. That's what I mean, dummy.
Ew.
I know, right? I'm terrible. I have horrible table manners.
So
Rich.
Hey, somebody in the chat asked this question.
Yeah.
Who did this poster?
I threw that together.
Not bad. Lovely work.
But the illustration is from Adrian. It was it was one of the first Six Gun Gorilla drawings that he did. Actually, this is when we were in the beginning stages, and he's doing conceptual character sketches, and this was one of them. And so, the old wanted posters, they didn't have photographs of the of the villains that they were trying to hunt down. They were drawings. And so I figured, well, this is going to work perfectly, and I think it looks pretty cool.
It does. Hey, I have a question. Have you ever thought about like taking this character and putting him into like different situations, like a 6-gun gorilla samurai, or like a 6-gun gorilla, I don't know, magic kind of character? Have you ever like taken outside of the Western, or done thought about going down a different avenue with it?
My dream project, it will probably never happen. Mm-hmm. But if I could make it happen, it would be 6-Gun Gorilla versus Tarzan in Pellucidar.
Oh my God.
That would be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Pellucidar, of course, being the Hollow Earth in Edgar Rice Burroughs is at their core, and now all of us know that what's at the center of the Earth. Is it molten magma? No, dinosaurs. Right? There's also going to be a crossover between 6-Gun Gorilla and the Man Dog from 656 Studios, the Cryptidnals. That's in the works. And yeah, I did write a 6-Gun Gorilla Cromniverse crossover story. Although I'm going to be rewriting that. I'm going to be tuning that up and making that even better for the campaign when that comes up in 2023. And after this campaign. After this comes out, I am going to have like 3 books coming out next year that aren't 6-Gun Gorilla related. And 6-Gun Gorilla is going to take a little vacation. But I could write 6-Gun Gorilla stories till the cows come home. I could write this character for, 20, 30, 40 years. I have a lot of stories I'd love to do. And one of them is going to be called Any Gun Can Play, which is going to be a kind of Magnificent Seven of the Weird West. That's to say, 6-Gun Gorilla will be appearing in that story, but he's going to be part of an ensemble alongside other characters. Like
other animals, I hope, like a giraffe or something.
All humans, but very odd ones, very peculiar ones, like Sam Hain and the Blazing Szechuan Kid and Sledge Strode and the Phantom Vaquero, and I can't wait to do that. Oh, and the Dandy. One of the stretch goals for this campaign actually is going to be a backup story that's going to introduce one of those characters. who is called the Dandy, and oddly enough, the world's first school shooter. I'm not going to go too much into that. But oh god, I want to tell you about that too. Oh, the Dandy is a really, really interesting character. He's a guy who grows up in Victorian England, comes from a very, very wealthy family, but like most young lords did, he got sent to a boarding school, and those places were hell on earth for a lot of kids, and the bullying there was severe. A lot of sexual abuse too. Boy, I just made this stream cheery, didn't I? And then one Christmas, his uncle comes back from the New World and brings him a gift, and it's a cult peacemaker, and you can figure out the rest. So, yeah, I could, the most obvious place for Six Gun Gorilla to go, of course, is Africa. Why would I love to team him up with Tarzan? Is because ultimately, Six Gun Gorilla is Tarzan in reverse, and I'm shocked at how few people actually figured that out. I've had one person actually that figured that out, but that's kind of been my big secret.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're going to delete that from the stream.
Pointed out what I thought was obvious. I'm sorry.
There's one
I
question
thought it was
I want
obvious
to ask.
too.
We're going to have to edit that out, Pops.
I thought it was obvious too.
Okay. I want to ask one question. Is he going to have a nemesis that he's going to have like a draw at noon at the OK Corral or some shit?
Maybe.
He hasn't thought about that yet. After
No,
all that
because
cowboy
it's too
stuff.
obvious. No, because it's too obvious. I do have
What's
a bunch.
too obvious about it?
I've got a story with him teaming up with the Buffalo Soldiers. Actually.
Oh my God, are they a bunch of buffaloes?
No. But
all right.
What is it, Jim O'Reilly?
Rich.
No, they
Andrew,
were
thank you.
buffaloes.
The Buffalo Soldiers.
I'm gonna sneak up and blast them.
The Buffalo Soldiers were African American soldiers
Yes, I remember that.
who were deployed by the federal government, largely as Indian fighters. And so when Kumba first meets them, he's like, "Oh, you guys are from Africa? I'm from Africa too." And they're on this mission to, oh no, I can't give it away. I want to share that.
No.
I want to share that so bad. But
Just
no,
I think the gorilla should have a pirate adventure and then maybe something with ninjas. See, I like the samurai thing. I would definitely be down for drawing a samurai six-gun gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
That would be.
He could go to Japan
cool
at some point. I mean, the whole idea is the fish out of water, right? And I've always been a sucker for fish out of water stories. So, a place like Japan, that would put him even more out of water.
Oh yeah. I could have some fun with that one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And ultimately, that's what this book is about. It's about fun. I play the story straight because I always think that stories like this are more fun when they're played straight. I think one of the great weaknesses of a lot of the entertainment that we have these days, especially the escapist entertainment, movies and comic books, is that they're always winking at you, right? They're always kind of like letting you know like how clever they are. And I always have found that when you have an outrageous premise, that if you play it straight, it's going to be more fun that way.
Yeah, I know. It can be more fun that way. People cannot resist attempting witty dialogue because it's the most common thing in the world. It's like a really bad romantic comedy movie starring one of the bottle blondes and Matthew McConaughey or one of his clones or something like that.
All right.
Yeah, that's right. All right. But you're blonde, and why do I love you? I'm chasing you on the Brooklyn Bridge, and I'm riding a horse to get you. But I love you.
It's a Foozy.
Oh my God! You made me drop my Prada bag. Oh God! Oh, I hate you.
Well, oh God, and when I started this book, I remember thinking for a moment, like, oh, maybe I should go Garth Ennis with it and have him, ripping people's arms off and sticking them up their asses and that kind of a thing. And then I thought, well, why would I do Garth Ennis? Well, Garth Ennis is right there. Garth Ennis can do Garth Ennis. I'm the only one that can do me. And, and that's not to sound arrogant or anything like that, because all of us should be doing us, because we're the only ones that can do us. Right. And you want to give your readers, like, if I was just trying to be clever for the sake of being clever, well, gee, there's a bunch of writers you could get that from. I also try to write my books in such a way that you can follow the story without if you can't read, or you can't read English, you can still follow the story reading my comics, because it's a visual medium, and I'm a strong believer.
I got to step away for 1 second. Sorry.
No worries.
He's the only one who can do. I'm the only one who can do me. Damn, Brian, are you bragging again? God, bloody hell!
Oh man.
Oh my God, help me.
But
yes.
Somebody's gonna clip that.
Oh snap! Oh shit!
It is about that time to get ready to wrap up, though, guys. Come here.
Yes.
I want to show everybody your art. You want to be here when I do?
Yay!
Oh yeah,
Munchkin.
Oh, hold on. I got to pull it off the wall because it's on the wall. Yes, you can. Hold on. Let me embiggen it. Okay, there you go.
My friend Cadence's grandma hand knitted this donut.
It's a donut.
Oh, that's so lovely. Oh my God, I love it.
It's funny.
It looks snubby.
Sophia brought me this the other day. You're gonna tell everybody about it?
I made Grandpa an artwork, and I put up some necklace, and I put some beads and a bunch of feathers, and I painted that, and I got a sticker.
And why the purple and gold? Why?
For Vikings.
For the Vikings. Oh, look at that! See, she loves her grandpa.
There's a hole and some string to hang it up.
And it's been hanging on the wall ever since she gave it to me. Yes. Because, we love the art. We love the kids. Yes.
Sorry about that.
Just Carol said, fabulous. See that?
Yeah.
Magnifico. Rocky took off when we were waiting for the bus.
Mm-hmm.
When I went to come back in, Rocky wasn't here. We had to. Britt found him. Oh, you want the clown nose?
Bye. Can I leave with it?
Hold up. What's that? Hold on. That one says something. Okay. Hold on. Let me make you big so everybody can see you. Go ahead. Do it again. It says help coming.
Bye, Munchkin.
Oh, gotta put the art back on.
You got adorable grandkids, Pops. You are blessed, sir.
Dude,
they are.
They at one moment try my patience. At the next moment, they fulfill my life.
Aww.
What can I tell you?
That's their job.
She brought me a twink, yo.
Aw.
How sweet is that?
Twink.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about that time to go ahead and wind it down. Gotta let Rich get to bed because
Oh, without a doubt, Rich.
It's late over there. It's like 10 o'clock or something. Ooh.
Yeah. And can I just say real quick, Rich, congratulations on being the most popular teacher at your learning institution. Seriously, man.
Look, Sexbots found you, Rich. They found you. It didn't take too long. They found you.
Have a good time. Find your love. Who is this shit? What is this fucking
Sexbots, dude? Sexbots.
Oh, I love Sexbots. I mean, they're terrible.
Watch out for that AI.
Seriously, man, this guy understands. This guy understands that knowledge doesn't belong to you. It's for
No, it
sharing.
does not. It's a gift that has to be shared. Whatever knowledge that I've acquired, it has to be given to the next generation so they can do it a lot better than me.
Always.
That's all. Sex bots are my fave. I'm going to shut up.
No, real quick. I just want to say, Rich, like the one documentary I always tell my fellow comic creators to watch is called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. Check that out. They're like,
oh, I've seen that. It's lovely,
isn't it?
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Right? And they're like, it's about sushi. Like, how does that apply? And I'm just like, it's not about sushi.
It's not about sushi. It's about someone who's
raw.
It's about someone who's been doing that forever and is imbuing his knowledge and his gifts to the next generation so they can do it better.
Exactly.
You know, a sushi chef's entire first year is doing nothing but the rice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got to perfect that
It's like
rice.
learning
You have to perfect that rice.
Yep.
That's an entire first year or more.
All right, our guest of honor, Mr. Christgau, tell everybody where they can find you, what you do, why you're here.
You can find me on the Twitter at Brian Christgau. You can find me on the Facebooks at Brian Christgau. You can also find my YouTube channel at Brian Christgau. And every Tuesday we do the Horror Movie Club at 8 p.m. EST. And if you go on the Indiegogos, you can back Six Gun Gorilla, Volume 2 paperback, trade paperback, The Great Silence, and of course, there's something for everybody. There's a digital tier. If you don't have Volume 1, you could buy it by itself, or if you buy both Volume 1 and 2 of the trade paperbacks, I knock $5 off the price. So go check it out.
There you go. If you're like me, you have all 8 of the floppies because Brian's a nice guy.
I try.
No, I back number 8, right? I back number 8, because that Preston wraparound cover was just badass. Okay, I don't usually back a comic book for the cover, I hadn't read it yet, so I didn't know that the story was as good as it is. Okay, so Brian sent me all 8 floppies instead of just number 8, so I could actually get invested in the story. I appreciate you, love you for that, bro.
Oh, dude,
it's awesome,
dude. Love you for not just what you've done, what you do for me, but what you do for the community, man.
Dude, just trying to have fun and get everybody seen. That's all. That's all.
That's it.
Jim, thanks for making it.
About bloody time, you lazy bastard.
Look, next week, it's like New Year's Day or day after New Year's Day or whatever.
No, next week is the day after Christmas.
Whatever.
Yeah, same shit.
Whatever. Not gonna try to pressure anybody into coming out guest wise, but if we want to just do a hangout next week,
I'll be around.
Yeah, I'll be around too. I'll whatever, man. I'll be around.
Now, if somebody does want to come out and pimp their book next week, that's fine. Hit Jim up, hit Rich up, book a spot. But otherwise, we'll just have a hangout. We'll keep it chill.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, cool.
Jim, where can they find you, bro?
On Instagram, Jim O'Reilly Comic Artist. On Facebook, Jim O'Reilly. On Twitter, Jim O'Reilly. And then JimO'ReillyArt.com. You can see some of my art there.
Cool.
And sculpture.
Rich,
well, sculpture's not.
Give him a love.
My name's Rich. I draw stuff.
Hey.
And where do you draw stuff at?
On my desk.
Okay, there you go. There you have it.
Do you use pencils?
I'm Punch Van Zandt.
Blood.
We got the network of love here.
And positive vibes, absolutely, man.
Human blood, positive vibes, and kittens.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody, Mike Barron, obviously, for coming out. Everybody in the chat who's been commenting, and as always, my co-host Rich, which is now Jim's co-host Rich.
No, he's not.
I'm just going to be a producer going forward. I can't wait to see what these two. It's going to be like a married couple. It's going to be worse than Rich and I was.
He's the catcher. Jim is the catcher in that equation. Okay.
Oh snap!
He's the Jake Gyllenhaal in this one. All right.
He's not even going to want to come back and talk to you, Rich. Be nice.
I just want everybody to realize that Rich is admitting to pitching.
That is wrong.
Oh, there you go.
It's not gay if you pitch.
Daddy.
It kind of is why we do this, isn't it? Rich, I'm going to say he...
Gotcha, bitch.
Jim, we've been playing this for you for the last 3 weeks, but now I can retire it.
I know, right? Good help is so hard to find.
No, I love me some pop.
My computer froze up.
I love it. I love me some.
I know, right? Good help is so hard to find.
We need more Pops Marmalade.
Dude, Pops Marmalade is crazy, I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's been a crazy 3 weeks between my son coming from New York. My freaking dog is like on her last leg. And then my other son, Earl, came. Yeah, she's barking and everything, but like she has a mass on her belly now. It's just, I'm giving her meds twice a day. It's like
I do have one more
she's
thing.
not in pain.
I do have one more thing that just jumped into my inbox just now. January 3rd, Tuesday Morning Brew, Chuck Dixon will be joining Laurie, baby.
Hail Chuck Dixon.
Hell yeah. There you go.
Comics legend and icon.
Yeah.
Chuck Dixon.
Wow.
There you go. So that's going to be a great freaking show.
Amazing.
Y'all ain't going to want to miss that. You know.
Cool. Bet we could get him for the Spaghetti Western Club.
Oh, yeah. I know we would do. Come on.
Him and Mike.
Come on. Get Mike and Pat. Oh, yeah. Mike and Pat on one show for sure. But, you know, that's what we do. That's what we do. This is great.
Right,
I'm
really having a good time. Go. Bye.
Bye, Rich. Peace out.
I'm going to play some commercials. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all have a great day, man.
Much love, everybody.
All right.
Peace.
Take care, everybody.
Hi, I'm Kurt Zauer, and you're watching the Madness Comic Network.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Baron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
I be on a what? Yeah. You know I be on a what? Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah. It's all hard, ain't no fear here. You ain't giving this to all, you steer clear. Never beat, I've been down and I reappear. You got some money on the line, you better put it here. Rolling in and doing that. Doesn't matter what you say or the action that you take. This is done without your will from the problems that you made. You're the night of the just out, the paranoid legions all around you. Different things you cannot change in the darkness that's inside you.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands are done.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit CB4.